friends, it's June. I hope you're enjoying your summer. It feels like it's already flying by, doesn't it? So I have a couple different orders from Young Living that I wanted to share with you today. So the first thing is this beautiful diffuser. It's called the Desert Mist Diffuser, and it has different light settings. So you can change it up or you can turn it off if you want to have it on while you're asleep. So I figure I will use it in my bedroom, which will be nice because it runs longer than the other 5 diffusers I already have. So that was my justification. But Young Living had an amazing 2-day sale for this diffuser, but you can also still get it for a great deal as part of the starter kit. So whether you're already a member, you can buy another starter kit, or you're not a member yet, you can get this diffuser, 12 oils, and some samples of several other products for only $165. So this sale actually came with a 15 ml Peace and Calming and a 15 ml Valor, which you cannot buy those sizes right now. So that is really fun. Those are actually in the starter kit in the 5 ml size, so you can try those too. But they are incredible oils. They both have blue tansy as one of the ingredients, which is one of my favorite oils. But Peace and Calming does what it sounds like. If you need a little peace and calm in your life, whether you have crazy kids or just a crazy schedule, or you need to be able to relax to go to sleep, it's great for during the day, it's great for sleep, it's just amazing. Valor has a great story behind it. So it's based on some of the oils that the Roman soldiers used before going into battle. So it's a great oil for courage and confidence. So for anybody of any age that just needs a little more courage and confidence for anything they're facing in life, it's a great one for that. Good for daily use as well. It also resonates really well with bones and alignment. So if you're going to the chiropractor, maybe use it before or after, that sort of thing. So beautiful oil, one of my favorites. So this little section right here are the promo items this month. So every month Young Living gives things away for free if you meet certain thresholds with your order. And it's usually things that I was going to buy anyway, and so it's great to get them for free. So one of those things was the Ningxia Nitro, and Nitro is great for brain and body energy. So it comes in these little tubes, you drink it out of the tube. It's super, super concentrated. So it has essential oils, herbs, and green tea extract in it. So it has, these are the juices that it has for the concentrate. So cherry, kiwi, blueberry, bilberry, blackcurrant, raspberry, cranberry, strawberry, and wolfberry. So all those juices of those really high-powered berries. And then it has essential and fatty oils. So 2 of the essential oils are super unique is it has vanilla and chocolate essential oils. So the chocolate's grown at our farm in Ecuador. It has other essential oils like black pepper, nutmeg, and like 4 or 5 more for energy. It has 100% of your daily allowance of B12, which is good for energy, of course, too. It has ginseng, mulberry, and choline, which choline is great for our nervous system support. It has bioenergy ribose, which is part of our energy building block system. That's a very short version. There's much more to it than that, of course. But it is derived from lactose. So if you're completely avoiding lactose, you may not want to use this. And then it does have your daily allowance of iodine in it as well. So lots of really great brain and body energy in this one little tiny supplement. So it is very stimulating. It has the naturally occurring caffeine from the green tea extract. So if you have any high blood pressure or heart issues, just watch that. But incredible cognitive and full body energy support. So another thing that was free this month is the, and just with Nitro, as far as using it, you can definitely use it daily. Use it in the morning so it doesn't keep you awake at night. I usually use it every day or 2. I don't always remember to do it every day, but you could use it every day. So another thing that was free this month was the peppermint cedarwood soap. So Young Living makes beautiful soaps with all sorts of scents, and it's always fun to get a new one. So this one was free this month. They're also doing more branded products, which is fun. So these are Ningxia Nitro socks, which were free. So we have lime oil that was free, citronella oil that was free, and black spruce. So the citronella is great, of course, to diffuse. You can make your own candles, just anything for outdoors, summertime, to keep the pesky bugs away. Lime oil is delicious. It's great for diffuser blends. It's great if you have the white label one, it's labeled for dietary supplement. The green label is labeled for topical and aromatic use. Same oil in the bottle, but this one does come in a Vitality white label. So we know we can use it as a dietary supplement. So I use it in my red drink, which is my Ningxia Red, my Sulfur Zyme, which is my MSM powder, and lime oil in a lot of water. So it's really yummy that way. But you could use it in guacamole, you know, anything you need lime for. And then the Northern Lights Black Spruce comes from our Northern Lights farm up in British Columbia, Canada. So that one smells like Christmas. It's just beautiful, and it is in our Valor blend. So quick story about that. So all of the pines, firs, and spruces need to be distilled in the dead of winter, like way below freezing, because that's when the oil comes up out of the roots into the tree to kind of act as an antifreeze in the plant. So if you're distilling it in the summertime, you're not getting the essential oil or hardly any of it. So we were looking for a new partner farm to supply black spruce oil, and no one would do it because they didn't want to distill in the dead of winter. So Gary said, all right, we've got to have Valor, so I'll do it myself. So in the dead of winter, they built the distillery up in British Columbia and distilled black spruce that first winter. So black spruce is actually a weed tree, so they don't want it replanted. Everyone's giving us all their black spruce oil, which is amazing because it smells so good. But again, it has to be distilled in the dead of winter if you want it to have any sort of ability to work. So there's so much synergy in these oils because there's so many hundreds of chemicals that are in them, and they're so complex, but they've got to be distilled at exactly the right time. So which brings me to just the idea of why Young Living is different and why they do what they do. Did you know that you could even change and test the humidity of steam? I thought steam was steam, but there's a difference. And so some plants need different amounts of humidity in the distillation process than others. So that's something that Young Living can test and change and make sure that it's working the best for each plant to get that huge chemically complex spectrum of chemicals that should be in each plant or in each oil once you've distilled it. So if you're doing a fast distillation with too much heat, too much steam, too short a time, yes, you may get those main chemicals that sort of technically make something, say a lavender oil, but you don't get all the other chemicals in there that make it actually work really well, work synergistically amongst itself, work better with our bodies. And that takes a lot of testing, a lot of just complexity to the process. It means that you're watching the plants and distilling them when they're ready, not the same day every year. You're changing up the distillation process as needed or as that plant itself needs. Some plants need to lay out and dry for a while before you just distill them. Some need to go straight into the cooker. And again, just the different amounts of time. So Young Living's done a ton of experimentation and continues to make sure that the oils have the most chemical diversity that they possibly can, because they really have hundreds and hundreds of chemicals in them, and most of them are in very trace amounts. So unless you have this library that Young Living has created that really goes into that depth, you don't know what you're looking for in terms of those trace elements. So that's just a bit about distilling a single oil. But then when Young Living makes a blend like Valor or some of these other ones, it of course is just as complex. So that's one thing that's fun about Young Living is you can go see everything. So you can go to the farm, you can see that they test everything on the farm as they're distilling. You can see just the whole process they go through to make everything as perfect as possible. And then you can go to the testing lab in the warehouse and the bottling plant and the blending lab and the headquarters and everything. It's all open to see. And the blending lab is really interesting. It's just very, very clean, very, very closed off from the rest of that room, from the rest of the warehouse, so that it's just pristine. And the scientists that work there are incredibly highly trained, and there are no substitutes. So if someone's out one day, they just work without them. There's no one else that can work in there. And so the amount of detail that goes into the way they make these blends just can't be copied. So sometimes you'll see other brands that will say, oh, this is like Young Living's XYZ oil. Well, it really isn't, because they don't have the recipe and they don't have the scientists, and then they of course don't have Young Living oils to put into it. So it may be a rough copy, but it's definitely not the same. So, which also brings us to it's kind of a problem, but I don't really know the way around the problem, that this is a very unregulated industry. The supplement industry as a whole, the beauty industry, really cleaning industry, all of it is not very well regulated. Like we assume it is, but it really isn't. And so words on labels don't tend to mean things that we think they do, and no one is checking to make sure these things actually have the ingredients in them that they say they do, or that they're being made and produced in, you know, pristine conditions, etc. So that's another thing that I love, since you can go see everything with Young Living, like you know the conditions, you know the quality that's there, because they stand behind it all, and they test and they test and they test. Every oil is tested about 90 different times. Every batch of oils. So they know what's in there. They know what's in there from the moment that usually from the moment it's distilled or harvested up until the time that it's actually in the lots, in the bottles, ready to go out the door. So there's so much oversight there, and that's why I trust them. If I'm going to use these products to benefit my health, then I want to know that's what's in the bottles, what I think is in the bottles, what's really in the bottle, and that it's the absolute best quality. Otherwise, it's just a waste of money. So, did we go over all these? I think we did. So those were all the free ones. And then these two were actually free as well, but they were free using my points. So when I buy my order, I get free promo items and I get points to spend on other things. So I spent points on the Thieves mouthwash, which, again, for oral health, it's just amazing. It's probably one of the more addictive products Young Living has. Once people start using it, they're kind of hooked. So my biological dentist recommends an essential oil-based mouthwash. Of course, since I like to buy everything I can from my one-stop shop, I get the Thieves mouthwash from Young Living. So amazing. The other one that I did not have that I wanted, because it's part of Gary's Good Day Protocol. The Good Day Protocol is valor for courage, joy for joy, harmony for just peace with yourself and your environment and other people, and white angelica, which is sort of a shield from negative energy. So harmony is actually a blend of 17 different essential oils, including rose and jasmine. It's just amazingly powerful. So I'm very excited to have this one. Lots of expensive oils in there, which are reflected in the price, but I totally understand what goes into putting them all in there. So I think it's a fair deal. So what I did order this month is the Sleek tea. I've become a tea drinker, and this has frankincense resin in it, which I thought would be a really great thing to add to my diet. So I'm going to try the Sleek tea. Sleek is our weight management line, so this is just one piece of the weight management line. I also ordered our new soap for cleaning makeup brushes and the little scrubby pad for makeup brushes, so I can clean all my makeup brushes. And this is another new product. This is our Savvy Minerals makeup remover wipes. So they're all totally plant-based, so totally safe for the environment, safe for your skin, and they remove like 99.9% of makeup. So Young Living works with a lot of experts in different industries and tests a lot of the products, all the products that are like this. So they know that it works, and it's been well researched and tested, and I'm excited to have it on hand to try. So another thing that I ordered this month, because I want to make sure I always have it on hand, is Progessence Plus. So if you haven't tried this one yet, you're probably missing out. And this is for every woman on the planet. So this is a wild yam progesterone serum. Wild yam is a natural form of progesterone. But most women need more progesterone, in part because we live in a very highly estrogenic environment. So there's xenoestrogens, which are fake estrogens, in plastic, and a lot of the chemicals in our personal care products. Just all these things are bombarding our body with all this fake estrogen, and we need to balance it out with more progesterone. But progesterone in general is a happy hormone. It's what's very high when you're pregnant, and which drops suddenly when you have the baby, which is why a lot of people get baby blues. But it is just overall protective, happy hormone. So somehow the combination in this serum just works really, really well. It was developed by a doctor named Dan Purser. You can look him up on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. He teaches a lot on hormones if you want to learn more. But again, this just makes life so much better. Everyone needs it. Enough said about that, right? But I can tell you more if you want to know. Two more, 3 wise men in Exodus 2. These are both biblical names because they're biblical oils. So essential oils are mentioned a lot in the Bible. People often don't realize how ancient essential oils are. They were used by the Egyptians. They were used in ancient medicine. Basically, until 100 years ago, all health was maintained or supported through plants. Some of those may have been essential oils, herbs, different things like that, using the whole plant, but plant derived. And so most of our prescription drugs today are still inspired by plants, or have the main chemical component is something that comes from a plant. So what's in these two? So 3 wise men is, this one's 3 wise men, is almond oil, sandalwood, juniper, frankincense, spruce, and myrrh. And Exodus 2 is olive oil, myrrh, cassia, cinnamon, calamus, hyssop, galbanum, spikenard, and frankincense. So lots of super powerhouse oils that we know were used to be like the three wise men. Of course, those are ones that are either we know were brought to baby Jesus, or the speculation is those may have been what was referred to as gold, because they were so valuable back in the day. So these are ones I've heard a lot about that I didn't have in my collection, and they seemed valuable to have, so I'm excited to have those to use now too. So I think that's a quick rundown of what I have here to show you this month. I hope you've learned something new and were maybe inspired to try something new as well, or to add something to your collection, or to just look at something different, like how can you get rid of some of those estrogens by switching out some makeup products. How can you support your natural energy levels with something like Ningxia Nitro. Maybe you need a beautiful new diffuser so that you're motivated to diffuse oils in your home to just purify the air, beautify the air, make everyone feel happier, and stay healthier. So lots of ways that you can support your health, and I hope that you have a happy, healthy summer, and I will see you again in July. Bye!